Hari Om, Namaskar to everyone. I thank Prakash ji, Urvashi ji, and all of you for this wonderful opportunity. I'm here just to share some things that I have learned and from my teacher and from the experience that Chinmaya Mission has of about 300 centers in 25 countries. Nothing new that absolutely which you do not know. Just to share, reflect, and strengthen what we already understand and know about. So, there is a beautiful universal prayer, and if you like, you can join me in that, and we will start with that. Those of you who want to can repeat after me. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this is a beautiful mantra from the Upanishads, and the simple meaning of it we all know. Asatoma Sadgamaya, may I move from darkness to light. Asatoma Sadgamaya is from untruth to truth. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya is from darkness to light. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya is from mortality to immortality. I chose this also because the company's name is Jyoti. A company name has Jyoti, and so this second line of this has, and that's what we all are moving towards: light, success, happiness. And so it is also that way we move from weakness to strength, from excuses to ownership, from hesitation to commitment. And so Puja Gurudev always said that success is a tribute that life pays to excellence. Does this quote remind you of anything? The clue is it's a very famous movie in which Three Idiots. In that, Ranchod Baba says this. He took it from Swami Chinmayanand. Gurudev said it long back, success is a tribute that life pays to excellence. If we cultivate a certain excellence, we don't need to chase success, success comes. Many times what happens is one is chasing success but compromising on excellence. When excellence is valued, then success not only comes, but one can maintain that success, build upon it and grow. Prakash ji was telling me that since 35 years, the company has been doing very well, and a global company, and a short challenging period was there, but now the company is back on its road to progress. So that is very, very nice that we build more and more on success. So success is a tribute that life pays. And why do we want to become successful? Because that makes us happy, that manifests our potential, that makes us feel good. Now I read a PJ somewhere, it said that the inventor of the matchstick was very happy. Why? Because it was a striking success. So success comes when we have a certain quality of excellence. And from the theme that has been chosen for this program, ownership and commitment, discipline and delivery, these four definitely are a big part of excellence. In the Hindu scriptures, in the Gita specifically, we know that dharma, one of the meanings of the word dharma is to do the duty. And so Bhagavad Gita says in the 3rd chapter that tasmad asatta satatam karyam karma samachara. O Arjun, act with great diligence, samachara, not somehow, not with some chalta attitude, Act with great commitment, great diligence, samachara, samyak achara samacharam, and with detachment. Tasmat asakta satatam. At all times you act doing your duty. Arjun did not want to do his duty, though he prepared for 12 years, waited for that day, acquired many missiles, weapons, did tapasya, had prepared very well, but on the day of the battle, what happened? When he told Bhagwan, place the chariot between the two armies, and Bhagwan did that, he was shivering, he was trembling, his skin was burning, teeth are chattering, he couldn't stand there, bow falls down from his hand, and he becomes a weakling and has fallen at the feet of Sri Krishna. And the whole first chapter, if you see, there are so many excuses he gives why he doesn't want to do the duty. If one reads that, actually, one will feel Arjun was right. War should not have happened. And 40 lakh people died in that Mahabharat war. But when we analyze, was he really saying those things out of his conviction? He was only building up excuses why he doesn't want to do the duty because of some emotional attachment. So, ownership he was not taking at that point in time. He was being an escapist. He did not want to take up the responsibility, which is actually his duty. So, that's why Bhagwan tells him that without attachment, perform your duty. Most of the time, what comes between us and our work and our duty is some attachment which will be there. Some false notion may be there, some attachment to comfort, some attachment to certain idea, certain way of working. And so Bhagavan says that get out of that attachment, do your duty diligently. Because success comes only when I am very diligent and I am able to perform my duty. So in the Gita, what does Bhagavan say? Ownership is not merely wishing for success, but doing what we must. Thinking is one aspect, but I must do what needs to be done. And specifically, when one takes ownership, then one is motivated from within to do it. One doesn't require any external prodding that come on, do it, come on, do it. Does a mother require any external prodding to take care of the child? No, she loves the child. When I love my work, then I will automatically do, inspired. They say that if you want happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want happiness for a day, go for a picnic. If you want happiness for a month, get married. If you want happiness for an year, inherit wealth. But if you want happiness forever, then do what you love and love what you do. So that is the understanding of Swadharma. I do what I am made for. I love. See, sometimes I can do both. I do what I love what I do. Sometimes it is not possible to do what I love for many reasons. Then definitely I should at least love what I do because I'm doing it. Why do it with a certain attitude of maybe dissatisfaction or frustration? I love what I do. So then ownership comes. And so ownership is acting for the whole, keeping the whole in the mind. I do my specific role. Like how today in the corporate world people say, right? They say, think global, act local. So spiritual knowledge always tells us keep the big picture in mind always. Have the vision. And then specific to my role, what I am expected to do that very diligently. So one small exercise we can do is what is my dharma in JSL? What is my duty in JSL? If we can quickly write in 5 words, those could be 5 points, it could be 5 words, it's up to you. Quickly, if you can just write. And if anybody would like to share, you can. Yes, anybody wants to share? Go ahead. Commitment. Commitment. So commitment is a value, specific duty. So what?
To take ownership what you are doing.
Okay, take ownership. Yes.
Highly converting to bring positive transformation in people experience while they're working with you.
Wonderful. To bring positive transformation on the people.
So I have written result oriented, strive to put goal into reality.
Okay.
Right.
Strive to put the goal into reality. Okay. To achieve goals. Attempt to achieve the goals. So now what you have written, you can tell us. Is it a job? What you are doing, your role? See, actually, what you have expressed, she expressed specific. That was about HR. So that's more specific to the role. That's what is required because these things can be applied ownership or striving to manifest the goal into reality or achieve the goal will apply to all roles. So specific to my role, what is that which I do? What is my dharma? Like Arjun's role is to protect righteousness. So he is in the battle to fight for dharma and to protect dharma. Now he has to destroy the opponents. That's his specific role. So, like that, what is my role? Each of you will be in different departments. What is my dharma? What are the duties in that? When we write, then is that my job? Yes or no? It is a job, definitely. Is it my duty? So, what is the difference between job and duty? If one wants to create a difference, otherwise, the job can be duty, duty can be job. But sometimes people treat job only just as a job. 9 to 5, I have to go, or I don't know, whatever the timings are, 10 to 6, any timing. So this is my job. I go between that time, finish that, and I come back. Sometimes people think it is no, it is my duty. I have to do. I'm committed. So there's much more. If I need to go a little beyond my working hours and push myself a little more, I will do. Why? Because it is my kartavya. Third is it is my calling. I am doing this because it is my swadharma. I belong in this space, or this is my niche, or this is what gives me joy, satisfaction. So, karya, kartavya, swadharma. Fourth is it is a seva. So, the moment we say the word seva, what comes to your mind? Correct. No remuneration, free, or where I have to give more sacrifice, tyag, I will not benefit, I will not grow, it is for others. But seva is literally word is service. Seva means to serve, to make a difference. Like she said, the work of HR that she's doing is to transform the experience of the people to make it better. So then the attitude is I am doing seva. And does not mean seva does not give remuneration. That is a false notion that has been created somehow. In our Bharatiya tradition, we say work is worship, work itself becomes our seva. When we say Master Seva, Pitra Seva, all that, so we limit Seva only for those things which are non compensatory in that sense. But my work also becomes a Seva, which is what Bhagavan is telling to Arjun in the Gita that this is your Seva, this is your duty, this is your service to the whole society. And so, whatever work we are doing, how is it benefiting the society? How is it a seva? What difference is it making? The more I identify with that, more easier it will be for me to take up the ownership. Can there be any more, or there are these four maximum? Can there be any more points in this? Any more attitudes can be there in this? Yes.
You can bring it to bhav, the bhav of love
Excellent.
and devotion.
Excellent. So, seva is a bhav also. Seva is not just external. Seva is actually a bhav of giving. In Chimma Mission Pledge, we have a very nice line that Puja Gurudev Swami Chimnanji gave us. He said, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. That attitude when I have, am I a producer? Am I a giver? Nothing wrong in taking, receiving, but I should always be in a state of producing more than what I consume. Majority of the people are consumers. Few people are producers who actually think, give, and they give not only in specific times, they give through their actions, through their duties, in whatever roles they are playing at work, in at home, in society. They are givers. So seva is a bhavana, and when we do that seva with that attitude of giving, bringing satisfaction to people, transforming their lives, then it can also go to the fifth level, which is dedication. My service is a dedication to the divine. I have been put in this role by the divine. My service is my prayer to the divine. That is how we say work becomes worship. That is the karma yoga bhavana. Yoga means to unite. Karma which unites me to the divine, which makes me see the divinity in me by giving me that satisfaction, quietude of the mind, and by respecting people around me, by making a difference to them through the selfless attitude that I have. So, whatever work I am doing, how does it make a difference? So, at JSL, what do you think is the seva aspect of the work that you are doing? If you want to share, yes.
In the Lake Tower, Keaton Nine Tower, and okay. There are many people who move electricity for their bill, for the therapy there.
Seva bhav. Wonderful. See, that attitude is so brilliant.
Just now, one requirement of testing of one structure came to us. Basically, when cyclone comes, lot of electricity poles strategies. So the government came out with different design and they sent us for testing. We checked that it is unsafe. So I told them this is not safe. So the designer was not having that much experience. So we told that we will design for you free of cost. Excellent. So we have developed the design. They have accepted. The team is coming to discuss various aspects just to ensure that poles are not collapsing and electricity is not being.
So nice. So see this the attitude of giving more than what we take. One didn't think it cost and all that. One said free of cost, we will design it with the bhav of seva. And then it brings also whatever the contract has to come. So the attitude has to be that seva, the work that I'm doing. And if I remember that, then money will anyway be there, profit will be there, success will come. But greater than all that is the joy. Ownership comes from the feeling of joy, from the feeling of the difference I'm making, from remembering that my work is not just some mechanical work. My work is creating difference, and so many people's lives are illumined. I remember long back that movie Swades when it came, that so Shah Rukh Khan comes from abroad, he leaves his job and all that, and then he helps that village to get that electricity. And that bulb when it lies, there's one old woman who is there, and that bulb lights, and she says, Bijili. That scene has got imprinted in my mind because how many people, for so many, some of them the whole life, they have not seen light. They've only been working through the day, and then night they have to struggle with whatever. Now, when we remember, when we understand that this my work creates that kind of a difference, so many stories of people, like even Dr. Abdul Kalam, we hear that he was born in Rameshwaram to the fisherman family, and 12 siblings he had, not enough, you know, wealth in the family, and there's no electricity. And he or Dr. Ambedkar, many examples like that, if you see, they are studied below the uh, street lights. So now when we understand that this is the impact of my work, then it is seva bhav. And when I do it saying, Bhagwan put me here to serve, I do this as my offering to the divine. Then that becomes karma yoga attitude. And so we must have the highest vision, the highest goals. Dr. Kalam said this very nicely, that small aim is a crime. There's a beautiful book called Ignited Minds. How many of you have read Ignited Minds? One person. If you can read, it's a very, very nice book. Oh, he has also read. Excellent. In that, at the end, there's one song of the youth. In that song of the youth, Dr. Kalam writes this, that youth especially must keep this in mind. In general, everybody also can. that small aim is a crime. When I think small, I will remain small. My potential doesn't manifest. When I think big, and think big is not in terms of only numbers or in terms of targets and monetary goals. Think big is in terms of what impact am I making? How does the quality of life of people change? How does the environment gets protected? How is it that my country progresses further? What is my contribution for that? Then I think big. And so in the Gita, one word for Arjun is Parth. Parth means one who always thinks what is the best that I can do in this situation. Have I given my best? One who doesn't compromise for the mediocre is called Parth. Arjun chose the best was Bhagavan. He was given a choice between the army of Bhagavan and Bhagavan, whom he will choose. Army is one Akshavini, very huge, and Bhagavan is going to fight. Bhagavan is going to be there, but without fighting, no lifting of weapons. But Arjun spontaneously chose Bhagavan. He said, I want you. And that was a game changer for them. That whole war they were able to win because Bhagavan was on their side. So we keep creating formulas, So I keep creating formulas just as memory aid. So aspiration plus inspiration is equal to transformation. I have great aspiration, but I don't have any inspiration for it. Then it's only perspiration. People will get tired, petty, अरे इतना सारा काम करना है. Our Puja Guruji Swami Tejomayanand, he said very nicely, he says, few people are tired by work. Majority is tired by the thought of work. ये इतना बड़ा काम है, इतना सारा करना है, चलो चाय पी के आते. People are tired making to-do list only. When will you execute that? So the idea here is this: aspiration is there, but inspiration has to come. That inspiration comes from my vision, from my ownership, what I take up. And so self-leaders are those who always have that vision inside, So they become the best version of themselves and inspire others to be the best. Living small does not serve the world. If the more I live small, the more my potential dies within me. Very nicely it is said that natural resources get depleted when we use them, but human resources get depleted when we don't use them. And so much potential just goes when I remain small in my thinking. When I think only for I, me and mine, it is the strange thing is I may get also what I have wanted, but I will still remain insecure. But if I'm having a bigger vision, I may not sometimes achieve what I really want to achieve fully, but there's a great satisfaction that I contributed. I did something great. So it's very important. Gurudev always said, higher the vision, greater is the inspiration, deeper is the identification, increased is my satisfaction. And this is actually a cycle. The satisfaction will help me to think higher. If I feel this very clearly, I will automatically take ownership. I will be committed. Why? Because my vision is that. Ownership and commitment comes from my vision. What is my vision and how much do I keep reiterating my vision and feel for that vision? It's not only information. I have to feel for it. This is what I am doing. This is the value of my work. This is the impact of my work. So work becomes an offering. Ownership means working as if the company's success is your own offering. And each tower erected or substation energized is not just a job, it is a yajna. It is literally a, what we say, a worship. Yaj literally means to worship. Yajna for the nation's power security. So ownership grows when work is seen as service to society and not just as the salary. What she said, right? And JSL, every transmission tower that you erect, every substation you energize, every project you deliver, these are not just structures, but they are lifelines of power, bringing light to homes, industries, villages, cities. So much more happens through this work. And so our ownership and commitment ensures that India's power flows without interruption. If I'm just sharing something that I reflected upon, you may have a much deeper vision than this. That what is the impact of the work that one does So here I'm sharing a small video made about 10 years back. Much more refinement can happen now. But the idea is to show that how one person transformed because they took ownership and they felt this needs to be done. And their transformation brought a big impact on the whole country. Because sometimes one feels मेरे करने से क्या होगा, मैं तो अकेला हूँ, system is more powerful and all that. But actually it is not like that. There's a lot of difference that each one can make. So here it is.
आज सब कुछ बदलेगा, आज अंबर मचलेगा, जब दिल में ज्योति की हो पुकारिए देश बढ़ेगा। आज तो जिद करना है, चलो हमें कुछ करना है, जिस रास्ता ना देखना हो बस उसको डरना है। उम्मीदें हौसले ये सिर्फ शब्द ना रह जाए, जवा है हम दिमाग में दम, युवा को कोई रोक ना पाए। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे। दूर क्या देखते हो, खुद में कभी झांक के देखो, जब बदलेगा हर एक घर बदलेगा देश भी। जानकर सोच मिलेगी, सोच से राह मिलेगी, उस राह पर हम सफर युवा को जान मिलेगी। अंधेरे करवटे इनको साथ झेले हम, सब अपना है ना थकना है, अपने बाजुओं में दम। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे। उम्मीदें हौसले ये सब शब्द ना रह जाए, जवा है हम दिमाग में दम, युवा को कोई रोक ना पाए। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, हमसे ही देश हो, मिलकर बढ़ेंगे यार। हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव, ही देश हो मिलकर बढ़ेंगे यार।
So that was a movement we had done in 2012. So the lines of this also very nice. हमसे हो रोशनी, हम होंगे बदलाव. From us there will be this light and we will be the change. One of the best examples of ownership and commitment is Hanumanji. Symbolically here, when he has Ram and he and Sita ji in his heart, is symbolic of the vision of service. Bhagwan Ram represented doing duty and being anchored in dharma and sacrificing sometimes even the personal comfort for the sake of the duty. Sita ji symbolic of the peace and again sacrifice. So both of them, when a person has both these in their heart, then one is able to achieve the impossible. Did Hanumanji take ownership or not? Sita ji was kidnapped by Ravan and Ramji has to be helped. Did Hanumanji say that that is your problem? You find, what will I get out of it? Why he did not say that? Because he took ownership and he said, this I have to do in the spirit of service. And so, many things, when he has to cross the ocean, he's the only person who says, yes, I can. And he goes. First obstacle that comes up is Mainak Parvat and gives him fruits and water and many things. You rest here, you have been flying for long. But he says, Ram kaj kinhe binu mohe kaha vishram. Till I don't finish the work of Bhagwan Ram, there's no rest for me. And he goes. He brings the Sanjeevani also. Many examples like that of Hanumanji there. So, Hanumanji takes up that responsibility. Why? Because there is devotion, because there is that feeling in his mind. And so, this is my responsibility. That is ownership and commitment. And so, just as Hanuman became Shirama's strength, each of us become JSL's strength when we do our dharma. And through that, we create a difference in the society. So, ownership is not just wishing well, it is acting to achieve the goal. Many times, intent is very good, but in action, one is not, able to materialize it. Like she said, I want to manifest that in the action. So, commitment is not just starting a task, it is finishing it with discipline, no matter what challenges come. Hanumanji is a symbol of that. So many challenges came on his way. And in Valmiki Ramayana, if you see, there is one portion where he goes through suicidal tendencies also, where he thinks that I have not yet found Sita ji. He has seen everywhere. And he is very dejected. And he feels that if I go back saying, I couldn't find Sita ji, Bhagwan Ram will be heartbroken. Then he will die. Then Lakshman will die. Then Bharat, Shatrughna, the three mothers, then Sugriv, then all the people will die. And all of these people will die because I was not successful. Better it is I die. At least they don't know that I have not found. They will still continue the search. Now, this is what he is thinking. But then he makes a turn around and he says, no, life is infinitely greater than death. I have to choose. Let me search again. And then he goes to Ashok Vatika because that is one place he has not yet seen. And there he finds. So, commitment is that where obstacles will come, challenges will come. But when I have that vision, that this is my vision and I'm inspired by it, I will overcome all that. So Hanuman did not measure the distance before leaping. He had faith, he had discipline, he had above all, he took the ownership when he crossed the ocean. So just like Hanuman's leap, our success depends not only on our technology and planning, but on each one of us. Where we say, this is my dharma, I take ownership, I fulfill my commitment with discipline. If I say that every day to myself, this will get ingrained in me as an attitude. So, another example is when Arjun, when he is in a dilemma, that time Bhagwan again tells him. So, ownership is not running away when things get hard, it is standing and acting. That is the ownership. Lots of difficult challenges come. The higher the vision is, not only greater is the inspiration, but greater are the obstacles also. So, when more obstacles come on the way, then what happens? A person who has the deeper vision, who is having this ownership, will execute. And so when project challenges come, ownership means we don't drop our bows, we rise. That is ownership, and that is how growth will happen. Two other examples of ownership are what? The famous example is of the Tata Group. When the attack happened on the Taj, how the employees also took up the ownership to save the people who were there. They risked their lives, some of them sacrificed their lives. And how the group also took up the ownership to ensure that all the employees, their families are compensated well, taken care, not just as a formality. They went the extra mile to ensure that they feel that emotional bond, that they feel that the group is there with them, with each family. So ownership and commitment both goes two ways. The employers also feel that, the employees also feel that. Another example is of this Ritz-Carlton group of hotels. Are you aware of their? So they have one blanket policy that some of their, top managers and a certain level of their management has a rule that $2,000 are given to them for customer satisfaction, meaning they can use that too for the satisfaction of the customer. So one example is where this one family which was staying in their hotel, their child left a small toy, one teddy bear. And after 2 days, they called and they said, this teddy bear has been left and it is very dear to our child. Can you please send it? Now, regular work would have been what? Pack it, courier it, it would have reached. But what did these people do? What was the journey of this teddy bear in these 2 days? How the teddy bear was relaxing, how the teddy bear had a nice time. They created a nice album about it. They took some photos of the teddy bear in different places, created a very nice experience, and then they sent it to that family. And the child was so thrilled, saying, "Oh, my teddy bear has spent such nice time there." And the whole experience of that customer after that. So they become loyal to that hotel after that. So that's how one builds. Why? Because they took that ownership. They didn't treat their job only as just a job that has to be done. So like that, there are many examples of ownership and commitment. When we show this, when you see this, what comes to your mind? Yagya. Anything else? Havan. So what are the features of a Havan?
आहुति देना पड़ता है.
हाँ, आहुति देना पड़ता है, sacrifice. So, literally a yajna means to worship, and when we do Agni with Prajwalan, in that Havan, what happens is for a common cause, different people come together, bringing different things, what each one can. Somebody will bring firewood, somebody will bring some ahuti, somebody will bring fruit, somebody will bring flour, ghee. Different people will bring different things. They all sit together for that common cause. It may be rains, it may be prosperity, it may be health of somebody. For a common cause, all will come together and do their offerings. And when the result comes, results are shared by all. That is called Yajna Bhavana. Working together, sinking differences, if any, for the common good is called as Yajna spirit. This is what Bhagavan says in the 3rd chapter. And he says the whole Srishti, the whole creation has been created in that spirit of Yajna, where everything in the society, in nature, is to give, is to serve. The beautiful Subhashita says, Paropakaraya vahanti nadyaha. The rivers flow for whom? For others. The fruits, the trees bear fruits. Paropakaraya phalanti vrikshaha. Fruits are given by the trees for whom? Not for themselves, for others. Paropakaraya duhanti gavaha. The cows give milk for others. Paropakarartham idam shariram. To serve is this body. And so that attitude, when one has, ki, I am here, every work that I do is a yajna, is an offering. And the common vision of the company is the vision for which all of us in different departments, we are working together. And that vision is more important. That mission of the company is important. And sometimes we may have differences of opinion also, and sometimes there may be some conflicts also, but we still stand together for that vision. That is called Yajna Bhavana. And so in projects, one person failing deadlines can delay the entire grid. True commitment is aligning personal goals with the team's Yajna. I win when we win. This attitude of teamwork is very, very, very important. And when there is teamwork, then commitment also becomes easy to fulfill. If I work individually, then there is a lot of stress, worry, tension, anxiety. I won't be able to complete. And so, commitment, when we say to the timelines, to being punctual, to delivering on times, to being prepared for the meetings if one has. If I have done my work, my homework properly, with discipline, with certain diligence, it will save everybody's time and effort. And so that way, when we work, keeping the team in mind, keeping the vision in mind, one thing, keeping the team in mind, one thing, and when we work that way, there's a great sense of joy, satisfaction, and this is what we say is the yajna bhavana. Karma yoga is yajna bhavana. So if I see my daily work as a yajna, what offerings am I putting into the fire? That's a question that I have to ask myself. What are the offerings that I am offering? Some example answers I've given are time, energy, creativity, patience, problem solving. Each one of you can think at your own way in my work, what is the offering that I am doing, which is helping to achieve the objective of the company. So it builds a shift from job to sacred contribution. Okay, my work is a sacred contribution. And that feeling of sacredness is what is very, very important. Whenever you have some time, you can do this dharma mapping, where you put up a board and you write your role, your dharma on the sticky notes, put it on the big board, and you say, this is our collective dharma. And in that, based on those 5 attitudes, when we write down, okay, this is my dharma, this is my attitude towards it, and together we want to achieve. This is the company's vision. This is what we will achieve together, each one's role. Then we keep seeing that every day, and that reinforces that we are here as one company, as one group. In Chinmaya Mission Pledge, Swami Chinmayanand gave us one very nice line. He said, we stand as one family, bound to each other with love and respect. That is the first line of Chinmaya Mission Pledge. So we stand as one family. And in that, 2 very important qualities are love and respect. Both are very crucial. One can, without the other, can be, insufficient. I may respect somebody, but I don't love. And I love somebody, but I don't respect them at all. So then one feels taken for granted. So both are very, very crucial. And hence in the Gita, Bhagavan says, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Excellence or dexterity in action is yoga. And so again, the 4 points for today's workshop are these, ownership, commitment, delivery, and discipline. That is what the excellence is. And that excellence is yoga that will lead definitely to success. So each of the values beautifully will help me as an individual to grow spiritually. That is the spiritual dimension that we should remember. If I am giving a certain quality, it is not just that, or I am giving a quality, company is benefiting, mujhe kya mila. First, I am the beneficiary of that. Because I have lifted myself to a higher vision. I have manifested a higher potential. I am committed, I am punctual, I am disciplined, I am organized, I am working as a team. In that, there is a growth that has happened in me. Whether externally something happens or not is a secondary matter actually. Vedanta always says, first you as an individual have grown. And when you have grown, automatically what you deserve also changes. And what you deserve will also come. Sometimes it may come little later, sometimes it comes immediately, but it will come. So one should never think that iska kya fayda. I may have these values, but nobody wants it, nobody recognizes it. That is not the spiritual outlook. Spiritual outlook is I work with this attitude, it will make me grow. And so when we act with ownership, with commitment, with discipline, our work becomes yoga. It is not just then some work of engineering, procurement, construction, but it becomes a sacred contribution. With that vision, I am working. And I act as we saw in the beginning, samachara means with excellence I act. One beautiful thing Gurudev said is to bring the mind where the hands are. Where the person is, many times the mind is not there. Right now the mind may be thinking 12:30 को lunch होने वाला है, पता नहीं आज क्या होगा lunch में, may be thinking. So to bring the mind where the hands are is that commitment, is that discipline and quality. So I just want to share this beautiful video of Gurudev.
Naturally, the work becomes excellent. Excellent work shall produce excellent results. We cheat ourselves from our successes by our unintelligent dissipation of the mind in our over-anxiety for the fruits thereof. Krishna is giving a tip to Arjuna. Here is a wonderful field for you to achieve. And in achieving, do your duty. Fight out the battle. Let every arrow go and hit the point that you want to hit. Don't worry about the future. Don't evaluate that their army is larger than our army. Don't dissipate and distract your mind. Keep your mind calm and serene. Your anxiety must be excellence, is the goal. Learn to work thus with your mind where your hands are working. We don't do it. We work with our hand, our mind is wandering all over. So the hand that is working is a mindless hand. Mindless hand cannot afford to expect any great results. Think. Keep your mind where your hands are functioning. Be here now and act. We are never here. We are everywhere, but not here. See? Either we are wandering in the past, I should not have done it, I don't know why I did it. Or you are in the future, will I get the result, etc. You are never here and now. Think. Learn to be here and now. Bring all your mind and your attention and awareness there where the hand is doing a job. The performance will become excellent. Excellent performance will always give you excellent results. Here is a tip for how to achieve excellent results with your work. Continue.
So this is commitment where I commit to be fully where I am, bring the mind where the hands are. Manusmriti says very nicely about discipline that self-discipline is the highest governance. If I have discipline in each individual as myself, I have a discipline, then the team will also have a discipline. And so, as we build external structures, each employee must build their inner structure through discipline, punctuality, focus, etc. Because without discipline, even the best plans will collapse. You know, between discipline and inspiration, if you have to choose, what will you choose? Why discipline?
By discipline, we can achieve inspiration.
Okay. So discipline actually will bring the results. Inspiration sometimes comes and goes. But if I am committed, if I am disciplined, automatically, even if the inspiration lacks, it will pick up again. But if I'm only focused on inspiration, it will not work. Simple example, we may be inspired to do exercise, we are disciplined to do exercise. In this, there is a big difference. स्वामी जी जब अंदर से होता है ना तब मैं करती हूँ तो अंदर से कब होता है महीने में 2 बार बट आप डिसिप्लिन में करेंगे कि वेदर आई लाइक इट और नॉट, हीट, रेन, कोल्ड, विंटर, समर, वॉट एवर इट इज, आई हैव टू गो 5 days a week means I have to go, full stop. What will give better results? Discipline will give. Discipline is very, very crucial. Otherwise, big plans are there, but they won't materialize. Why? Because discipline is not there. So our Guruji always gives an equation. Vision minus action is equal to imagination. Big vision one has, but nothing on ground level. It's only imagination. Vision minus action is imagination. Action minus vision is equal to division. No great vision. Only I, me and mine. Think for oneself only. So action minus vision is equal to division. Vision plus action is equal to transformation. That vision is there, then the action manifests through discipline. Even in Chinmaya mission, Gurudev set up a very, very disciplined method. Punctuality, meetings, timing, minutes, everything goes structure, goes very, very, disciplined way. Even if people have to come in a line to offer a Guru Dakshina, take a prasad, they can't come haphazardly, they come in a line because it all shows the discipline of the mind. Otherwise, what people think, many times even we have that challenge. People think, no, meetings hum nahi aayenge, aap humko kaam bol do, we will do it. But that will not work. When people come to the meetings, then we discuss, plan, everybody is on the alignment, different ideas come in, people have thought through. The whole planning itself, the level will change, then the execution will change. Otherwise, people think, committee is meant for what? Come, eat and drink tea, committee. But committee is not for that. Committee is meant to work together in planning, in everything. So discipline comes in, then the best plans are achieved. So whenever you have some time, you can recollect, or even if you want to share now, recall a time when you stuck to a commitment despite hardships. What discipline helped you? Anybody, if anything comes quickly? Last few years, if when you went through a certain challenging phase, let us say, any one discipline that really helped you to bounce back?
You can share about my father. Yes, please. I did period that was so difficult was such that every day one page like Hanuman did at the difficult time. It was almost आज क्या बोले वाला है, where we will end up, then what will come out it us. And I think the only thing that kept us go was it attitude of morning get up, do your karma, your duty. Everything stayed the same. If we at work, use every minute properly. And for from 2014 till 2021, at 7 years it took. And it was so maybe that's mission.
Wonderful. Excellent. See that that's a beautiful quality and a spiritual quality where one says that no matter what highs and lows are there, I will do my duty. Being equanimous in ups and downs and doing one's duty diligently, that is discipline. Gurudev used to write letters every single day, 42 years of his life. Every single day in the morning, he would get up and he would reply to the letters. And that 7 o'clock morning class, 6:30 evening class, for 42 years, there was no break. Continuously, he did that. So I'm going to leave you with the four questions. Every time you want to do introspection, do I wait for others to push me or do I push myself? If JSL succeeds, in what way does the nation benefit? In what way do I benefit? What is one area in my work where I can show more discipline? And how can I transform routine tasks into a yajna? Simple 4 introspective questions that I can think about. And if we want, you can even do some discussion about it, share with each other, learn from each other. And so we conclude here that let us arise with ownership, awake with commitment, and stop not till our projects shine with excellence. This is a little adaptation of Vivekananda's quote, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. So that will be the true reflection of Dharma at work, the spirit of JSL, and the path to lasting success. Thank you very much for this article. Chinmay Shivam is my handle. Chinmay Mission Mumbai.com is our website. Chinmaymission.com is our global website. You are welcome to follow any of these. Hari Om.